The heavens opened only once. The voice spoke only once. And then, silence. After the water dried from his skin, after the crowd slowly returned home, after John lowered his eyes and stepped aside, Jesus was left alone. No thunder, no dove, no voice, only the road ahead. And that is where tonight's gospel quietly leads us, not to the miracle everyone saw, but to the ordinary days that followed, where faith is no longer confirmed by signs, but carried by trust. The baptism of Jesus is one of the most luminous moments in the gospel. The heavens open, the Spirit descends, the Father speaks. This is my beloved Son. But Scripture does something subtle and deeply human. It does not linger there. There is no extended celebration, no explanation of what the crowd felt, no pause to savor the glory. Instead, the gospel moves forward, almost abruptly, into silence. Jesus steps out of the water and begins walking. This is not accidental, because most of faith does not happen under open heavens. Most of faith happens after the retreat ends, after the prayer feels dry, after the moment that once gave you clarity fades into memory. The gospel does not tell us what Jesus felt in that silence, but it shows us what he did. He remained faithful to the voice he heard, even when the voice was no longer audible. And that is where your life and his quietly meet. You may remember a moment when God felt close. A season when prayer was alive, when Scripture spoke clearly, when decisions felt guided, when hope was strong. And then, slowly, something changed. The feelings faded. The clarity blurred. The voice grew quiet. Not because God left, but because faith was being invited to mature. There is a kind of faith that depends on reassurance. And there is a deeper faith that rests on memory. Jesus did not need the heavens to stay open. He carried the Father's words within him. This is my beloved Son. And that was enough. In the days that followed his baptism, nothing outwardly confirmed that truth. People would question him, reject him, misunderstand him, eventually accuse him, but he never stopped living from that identity. He did not try to prove himself. He did not chase approval. He did not perform to earn love. He lived from what had already been given. And that is the invitation of tonight, because many of us quietly struggle in the after the diagnosis, after the disappointment, after the unanswered prayer, after the season where God felt near. We wonder, did I imagine it? Was that moment real? If God loved me then, why is it so quiet now? But silence is not absence. Silence is often the space where trust is formed. A child does not need to hear, "I love you," every minute to know they are loved. They live from what has already been spoken. So does faith. Jesus trusted the Father's voice enough to walk forward without hearing it again. And that trust shaped everything. It shaped how he treated the poor, how he forgave sinners, how he endured rejection, how he carried the cross. Faith is not proven by constant consolation. It is proven by quiet fidelity. And maybe tonight, God is not asking you to feel anything. Maybe he is simply asking you to remember. Remember the moments when grace was clear, when peace was real, when love was undeniable. Those moments were not temporary illusions. They were foundations. And now you are being asked to build upon them. The danger of spiritual life is not dryness. The danger is forgetting who we are when the feelings fade. Jesus did not begin his mission with power. He began with identity. before he healed, before he taught, before he suffered. He was named Beloved. That identity was not repeated daily. It was given once and trusted forever. Your baptism was the same. You may not remember the day. You may not have felt anything extraordinary, but heaven spoke then too, not with thunder, but with grace. You are my beloved child. Faith is not waiting for God to speak again. Faith is living as if what he already said is still true. Tonight, if you feel spiritually tired, if prayer feels empty, if God feels distant, do not chase the voice. Return to the truth. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are living in the quiet space where trust deepens. Jesus walked forward, not because the heavens stayed open, but because his heart stayed anchored. Tonight, do the same. Carry what God has already spoken over you. Walk without needing proof. Love without needing reward. Remain without needing reassurance. The voice may be silent, but the truth remains. You are still beloved, and that is enough.